Have you ever gotten into a fake relationship to discover the identity of your father? No? Then let me introduce you to Lover Pretend. If you are a fan of the fake relationship trope, then this is the game for you. Created by Otome, it was released in Japan in March of 2021 and got an official English localization in December of 2022. The game is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. At full price, it costs about $50, but often goes in sale for $30, so I recommend grabbing it at that price. The physical copy also comes with little character cards. They give you descriptions of all the main characters, and it's a fun collectible to get. The game features 4 love interests and 1 secret route you could unlock at the end. Each of the main love interests has a happy end, a good end, and a few bad ends. I've got some good things to say, and some major spoiler-heavy complaints I'll be talking about near the end, but I'll make sure to give warnings whenever I dive into spoiler territory. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. The art was done by Fuji Rito, who also worked on some other Otome games. Her other major credit is for Sympathy Kiss. I enjoy the designs for all the love interests and characters. I think they all look very good and unique. The CGs were amazing, and I enjoyed collecting them. I think this final one you get for collecting all of them is referencing something, but I'm not sure what. If you know, put it in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious. The backgrounds all look nice. You'll often see little posters for other Otome games in the background, which is such a fun Easter egg. I also like that the UI has a paper look to it since MC is an aspiring scriptwriter. The background music is composed by Toshinori Orikura. It has a very upbeat vibe overall, with a couple emotional tracks for different moments. I put it on while I was writing this script, which made for good background music while I was working. It didn't stand out to me while I was playing the game, but I think that just shows how it doesn't distract while reading and just blends in with the story. The opening movie song is very good, and the visuals for it are fun, but the puzzle pieces make me think of Blue Lock, and I kept getting distracted by that every time I watched it. Overall, good music to have on while you read. Let's get into this game's main premise. You'll be playing as Chiyuki Ueda. Her mom wrote a script for a romance movie, and then quit working on movies after the MC was born. Her mom passed away when she was little, and then she was raised by her grandma until she passed away. She decides to pursue being a screenwriter like her mother was. Her other dream is to discover who her father was. She assumes that he has some connection to her mother's film. Her college professor invites her to work as his assistant for an upcoming movie he is writing the script for. After accepting, she realizes that some of the people she's working with have some sort of connection to the movie her mother wrote. She decides to use this opportunity to see if she can learn something about her father's identity. My one issue with this premise is that it makes it so that most of the love interests could potentially be someone you are related to because you might share a dad. It kind of makes the romance hard to enjoy when that was on the back of my mind. If you are worried about that, here's a spoiler. Okay, everyone gone? Alright. To go ahead and give you all some peace of mind, none of the love interests are related to you, but you will still find out the identity of her father by the end of the game. The other major premise of this game is fake relationships. The title is Lover Pretend because you will end up in some kind of fake relationship in every route. These are all for different reasons, but lying then becomes a major mechanic in this game. Early on, you will get a tutorial on how to do pretend time. These sections are where you have to convince someone that your lie is true. These lies sometimes relate to the fake relationship, but often are lies for many different scenarios. At the start of the game, you'll be pretending to be a couple with your childhood best friend so that you can get a deal at the cafe. There will be a series of timed questions that you have to answer. If you get the answer correct, some puzzle pieces will fall off the screen. If you get the answer wrong, puzzle pieces will cover it. You'll know you got 100% correct when all of the puzzle pieces fall off, and you know you've got them all wrong if it fully covers the screen. This can lead to trust being lost. Sometimes you can lose these sections without major repercussions, but most of the time it will directly lead into a bad ending. So make sure to save before attempting them. It's a fun mechanic to make the game stand out from your typical visual novel. Let's get into our main characters. First is the MC, Chiyuki Ueda. I think she's a good protagonist with clear motivations. She wants to find her father, she wants to be a screenwriter, and she wants to become better at writing romance like her mother was. While she often helps the other LIs with their problems, it never feels like she loses sight of her own goals. At the very least, she will always pursue screenwriting unless you get a bad end. They give her character just enough detail to stand on her own, but not so much that you can't self-insert if you don't want to. It was a bit easier for me to relate to her because I went to school for film, and more specifically focused on learning to write screenplays, I think the filmmaking focus is what really drew me into the game and made me want to play it. Next, let's go over the love interests. I'll be going over them in the recommended play order. I got this from Otome Kitten. I highly recommend checking out her website if you want quality guides for this or other Otome games. Her stuff really helps me out when I want to get 100% completion and get all the endings. Kazuma Kamikubo is the MC's childhood best friend. He is an aspiring makeup artist, and he is very upbeat and silly. I enjoyed his route a lot. You will start a fake relationship when he helps to cover you for something. The rumor about this spreads very fast, and so they decide to just keep up the act for a while rather than admit it was a lie, because that would be too embarrassing. Nothing stood out to me in this route, and it has some very cliche plot twists, which isn't a bad thing. It just was hard to take seriously at times. His endings were sweet, and I would rank this as my second favorite route. Yukito Sena is a model who is auditioning for the lead role of the movie. He's a huge flirt and is considered a womanizer, but as you get to know him, he's a lot more than that. I like flirty characters in Otome games, so I was excited to start his route. As I played through it, he quickly became my favorite route in the game. He will help MC out just as much as you help him out, which I thought was sweet. He's also super kind and protective over her in pretty much every other route. I started to feel bad when I was doing other characters' routes. It also leads to MC making a female friend in the end, which she hasn't really had any other friends outside of Kazuma. You'll get to read a bit more about this in the Backstage pass, which I'll be talking about later in the video. Overall, I consider this the best route in the game, and he is my favorite character here, hands down. I think I struggled to enjoy the other routes after this, just because I liked him so much. Harumi Makino is the son of a famous director. This famous director happens to direct MC's mother's film. This is another route that I thought was alright. Makino is not really my type like the last two were. I tend to go for silly redheads or flirty characters. Shy, introverted characters just aren't my go-to. I still enjoyed the route though and thought it was cute. Makino is a really big fan of anime and would like to direct one someday, rather than do live action films like his father. You'll end up in a fake relationship to cover up the fact that he is a massive anime fan. He'll show you his favorite show, and then you'll start doing cute things together that are related to it. I'll admit that bonding over nerdy interests was sweet, so I really enjoyed that aspect. While not my favorite kind of romance, this will definitely be great for fans of shy, introverted characters that open up once you get to know them. I would rate this route as number 3 out of the 5 love interests. Riku Nishijima is a famous actor who is the son of another famous actor. His father starred in MC's mother's romance film. By the end of his route, I didn't hate it, but my god was it hard to like his character for most of it. Nishijima is an asshole. There is no better way to put it. His route starts with him proposing to you. He wants you to fake being his fiancé so that he can quit acting. Fine, I guess, but while the risk of a scandal has no repercussions for him, I believe it would screw over MC's future as a screenwriter. MC says no at the start. Good on her. But later, she starts working as his assistant. He will just straight up blackmail her into it. While he gets better as you get to know him, I just couldn't bring myself to fully like his character. The drama does make for an entertaining story, but it kind of made me yell at MC to just stand up, girl, because why are you putting up with this guy? Maybe I'm just overdramatic, but I didn't like him. I rank him number 4 out of 5. Finally, we have the secret route. If you looked at the promotion for this game, it's not really a secret, but for my spoiler-free review of him, I didn't like it. I think it had a lot of potential, but it was screwed over by a plot point they took way too long to clear up. After a mix of good to less than ideal routes, I was disappointed by ending here. Now, if you want the full details on why I hated this route, I'm going to be going into some major spoilers for the game. If you don't want to know, skip to this timestamp, but if you are curious, then stick around. So, surprise surprise, the secret route is the professor. The route seeming to be a romance between a professor and his student is whatever. It was okay except for the fact that after playing through all the other routes, we still don't know who MC's dad is. This then leaves the secret route to give the answers. After some romantic tension between the two, it's revealed to be Asagi's father, making them blood-related siblings. I was playing through this game with a friend on call, and these sections were some of the worst things for my friend to look at completely out of context. I was kind of disgusted by this portion of the route and just so uncomfortable. Luckily, if you get the happy ending, it is revealed that they aren't blood related at all. This is great news, but by this point, the damage has been done. The already short route is filled with mostly uncomfortable scenes where they are fighting their romantic feelings because they think they are siblings. I really wish this reveal was earlier in the route, or something that Asagi just already knew and told her near the end, like, hey, this is your dad, but don't worry, he's not my dad, so we actually aren't related. We get a total of like 5 minutes of screen times where they are together without being siblings. God forbid you get the other 2 endings, because you don't get the DNA test that clears things up in those. I actually liked how they tied up the story and all the reveals about MC's father and his history with her mother. It was an entertaining and satisfying ending, but the fact that it took so long to have this revealed ruins any sort of romance we were supposed to get with Asagi. If the route were longer or things were revealed sooner, I might have actually enjoyed this route, but instead I was uncomfortable and just lost all interest by the end. It honestly killed my enjoyment of the game, since you can only play this after you beat everyone else's routes. That is why I rank him all the way at the bottom as number 5 on my list. Now that we've gone over all the routes, I want to talk about the different types of endings. So, in good news, the bad endings aren't as extreme as other Otome games due to it being a bit more realistic in nature. They aren't going to pull something like, oh, you said you liked this instead of loved it, so we're going to blow up your apartment. However, they don't really add much to the story. They all tend to end in you messing something up, so now the LI won't talk to you. MC is so sad she quits screenwriting and lives a normal, boring life. Some of them are different, but most of the bad endings just feel like this. Unless you really want to 100% the game, I honestly recommend just going for the happy and good endings. Good ends are what you get if you manage to avoid bad endings, but didn't get enough points to unlock a happy end. These tend to end with only one of the 2 goals being met. Either they get in a relationship, or they meet their career goals, never both. Most of the time it's them splitting up for a time skip to focus on something, and then they reunite many years later. I actually didn't mind these. They aren't perfect outcomes, but it's a different approach to reach the ending they want, so I thought it was interesting to read through these. Happy ends are the perfect happily ever after that you get for picking all of the right options. Career goals are met, and the characters will get into a happy relationship. These were all very satisfying endings for all of the characters. The last extra bit of content is called Backstage Pass. These are little bonus episodes you will unlock as you play through the game. They'll show you what other characters were up to, extra interactions, and just add more fun content to the story. The biggest ones are unlocked after you complete a route. They are character specific and will show you what they were thinking during one of the scenes in their routes. This is where you will unlock the last CG for each character, so make sure to read through these if you want all of the images. It's a fun piece of extra content I recommend looking into while you play through the game. Overall, I didn't enjoy this game as much as some other Otome games I've played. I only really liked one character route. The others were either okay, or I just straight up didn't like them. I still enjoyed the film setting, and the way it wrapped everything up at the end was satisfying. The writing was fun, even if I disliked certain characters. If you want to check this game out, I do recommend getting it on sale. If none of the characters look like someone you desperately need today, then I recommend focusing on all of the other Otome games you might want to play. I hate to call a game mid, but it's honestly the best way I can describe this one. It's not good, but it's not really bad, it's just okay. Sena saved this game for me though, so at least for me, it was worth it. Love that man. Thank y'all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this on our channel. Your support means a lot to us. If you want more game recommendations, we cover a lot of genres, including but not limited to farming, dress up, decorating, RPGs, etc. Let us know in the comments below what you want us to cover next. Iki Star is currently working on a Moonlight Peaks review, so keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, we will keep looking for more great games to recommend to y'all. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye!
こんな気持ち知らなかった年から